Chronicler's Note. At long last, my lady's final letter of this Abyss adventure has reached me, and I dare say I am quite surprised over the growth and the friendships my lady seems to be making. She was always a tad bit of a lonely girl in the palace, and I often found her lost in the library, reading about the adventures of heroes and adventurers from dusty magazines she begged out of the staff. On another note, it appears that the vagabond who is hawking Magitech spheres with these recordings, illegally I may add, has had the nerve to attempt to secure funds from me. I do not know why, but it has something to do with the visual quality of his bootlegs. Seriously, the arrogance and nerve! Meta note. These summaries are produced using the assistance of AI from Roll20 chat logs, and are meant to share and keep a record of an ongoing campaign.
The Misfits began their trek deeper into the ruined fortress with the sort of tactical debate that, by now, is less strategy session and more therapy circle with weapons. Brian floated the idea of going in guns blazing, despite having no guns. Barden was proudly literal about that point, tapping shield to sword like a dwarf psyching himself up. Harmony, ever earnest, shrugged off the concern and casually checked in with Brenna about whether charging headfirst was simply what usually happens. Brenna agreed, and reminded everyone that improvised weapon Barbarous tossing was absolutely still on the table. Stryker, her patience hovering at measurable scientific lows, cut the debate short. If chatter stayed chatter, she'd move alone. Louise shuffled nervously in their wake. The quiet mage with a hunger problem she swore was totally not ominous. But the real chaos emerged when the party debated who should scout. Stryker wanted a real scout. Brenna wanted literally anyone but Harmony. Adrian preferred not being touched by germs. And Harmony, sweet, brave Harmony, shot her hand skyward like an overeager student and insisted she could do it. Barden gave her the green light. Brenna gave a horrified,
"No."
Harmony went anyway. She had never scouted before. This would soon become violently obvious. While the party waited, regretting every decision that led to this moment, a crash echoed through the stone corridors. Brian and Adrian realized, far too late, that Harmony had explicitly told them she had never scouted before. With a collective curse, they sprinted after her. They found her halfway down a long stone hall lined with knight statues, one of which she had successfully knocked over. Its helmet was in her hands. She was trying to put it back. The proud scout. Beyond her, past the toppled statue, the hallway opened into a tower chamber dominated by a floating, black crystalline blade, unmistakably the Abyss core. Surrounding it, a mighty Bolg Highlander and a circle of hooded acolytes with sabers and a staff. Stealth was done. Diplomacy was over. Strictly speaking, even grace was questionable. Stryker called Harmony over before the Barbarous could seize her, and Harmony, still clutching the helmet, muttered a tiny apology. Barden told her not to focus on the statue. Focus on the monsters. Stryker added that Harmony's life was worth infinitely more than one suit of armor. Brenna added that Harmony would never scout again. Harmony accepted all of this with the melancholic obedience of a younger sister grounded for life. And then the battle began. The Bolg Highlander laughed cruelly as the party assembled.
Have you come to die, humans, or simply to become food?
Barden quickly corrected him.
"I'm no human."
Harmony defended her virtue, Adrian his pride, and Stryker her sanity. Harmony opened the fight with surprisingly crisp tactical commands, boosting the front line with sharp, almost militaristic precision. Then she charged the nearest hoodling, praying, out loud, to,
"Please actually hit something this time."
She did. Hard. The hoodling barely survived. Brian unleashed a conjured dark mist and sent Alice, the indomitable oak golem, barreling forward. Barden followed up with a decisive sword strike that felled the enemy caster in a single brutal hit. Stryker dashed in next, striking the Bolg in a blur of fists and shins, only for the monster to grin and shrug off the blows. Brenna dove after the nearest hoodling, sword flashing. Adrian opened with a multi-targeted psychic assault, wounding the smaller foes and drawing the Bolg's attention. And Harmony, sweet Harmony, got targeted again. When the Bolg struck her, his mocking justification,
"I get the most meat from you,"
made Harmony shriek in righteous fury.
Are you
Calling me fat? Even Barden jumped to her defense, assuring her she was merely...
A bit clumsy, not fat.
Brenna scoffed at the dwarf's confidence in judging a woman's figure. Harmony unleashed another burst of commands, this one sounding suspiciously like,
kick him in the balls?
And beheaded a hoodling in a staggering triple crit combo that left even her stunned. Alice squashed another hoodling. Barden and Brenna lit their weapons with Brian's fire enchantment and dove into the fray again. The casters fell one by one. The Bolg fought savagely, tearing into Harmony again, and very nearly earning himself divine smiting via hurt feelings alone. Harmony looked seconds from tears. That sealed his fate. Barden struck deep. Brenna severed an arm. Stryker, with athletic fury, punted the Bolg's head clean off. Harmony kicked the corpse for good measure and declared defiantly,
I'm not fat. I'm just healthy.
Adrian wisely kept his mouth shut. With the chamber cleared, Louise marveled at the carnage. 50 Barbarous, she guessed. They'd taken down at least that many. The Misfits collectively earned a capital H Heroes. Harmony stopped long enough to heal wounded pride with a prayer. The party inspected the bodies, and Adrian recovered an extravagant weapon and several sword shards. In the process, the Misfits learned something important. Barden is engaged and travels the world to earn the hand of his fiancée. In the end, the Misfits are all invited, but given how long in the future it may possibly be, Harmony notes jovially that
maybe my grandkids can attend.
Then came the matter of the Abyss core itself, the floating, jet-black, sword-shaped crystal. Brian explained its function in the most casual possible tone.
Break it and we leave.
Brenna needed no further prompting. One slash and the core shattered, unleashing a swirling vortex that consumed the entire party. Vision twisted, gravity warped, the fortress dissolved, and then, with a collective lurch, they stood once more amid normal ruins, back in their own world, miraculously alive. The trek back was mercifully uneventful. No more dinosaurs, no more ambushes, just exhausted adventurers, battered armor, hunger pangs, and the shared trauma of Harmony's scouting attempt. Al was revived with smelling salts and given an earful by the village girl, who immediately glomped and then scolded him. The hunter thanked the Misfits profusely. The elder, shaking, asked if the threat was truly gone. The Misfits confirmed? Yes. The enemy was dead. All 50 of them. The elder tried to give them 1,000 gamels each. Everything the village had left. Brian eagerly accepted as Harmony balked, appalled, and declared she would refuse her share so the others could take more if they would give the village half the gamels back. Brian wavered. Brenna growled about her hoard and that Harmony owed her. Harmony, of course, offered coffee. Adrian admitted he could make extra money at his barber shop. Stryker remained inscrutable. Barden simply observed. The Misfits shared exhaustion, hunger, relief, and a sense of quiet pride. The Abyss had been braved. Al was safe. The village still stood. And despite every ridiculous moment, every emotional landmine, every logistical disaster, they'd done it. Together. Just another day for the Merry Misfits.
Meta summary. This session centers on classic Misfits energy. Good intentions, bad scouting choices, and teamwork that somehow outperforms the sum of its chaotic parts. Harmony's failed scouting attempt becomes the thematic spark for the whole encounter. It highlights her earnestness, the party's exasperated affection, and the running joke of Harmony should absolutely never scout again. Her emotional vulnerability, especially when the Bolg insults her, creates a surprisingly heartfelt undercurrent that the group rallies around, reinforcing her role as the heart of the team. The battle itself showcases each member's distinctive strengths. Barden's reliability, Stryker's speed and precision, Brenna's brutal efficiency, Brian's tactical casting, Adrian's controlled psychic magic, and Harmony's growing command abilities. The fight shifts from comedy to danger and back again, capturing Sword World's blend of drama and slapstick. The discovery and destruction of the Abyss Core pushes the campaign plot forward. It hints at larger forces at play and reinforces that the Abyss, while conquerable, is inherently destabilizing, both physically and emotionally. Yet, the Misfits' return to the village grounds the story again in community, gratitude, and the consequences of heroism. Overall, the session strengthens character bonds, escalates the stakes of the Barbarous threat, and continues building the mixed tone that defines this campaign: heartfelt, ridiculous, and unexpectedly heroic.
Oh, Mackie.
Ew. No! No! Get it away!
Come now. It's good for you.
I will never eat one of your cockroaches.